Morning, boys. I literally just got out of bed and I was going to go about and do my chores. Get my day going. And I'm like, oh, wait, I got to do this first. So before I hop in the shower and then go run around and then go outside and then my hair would freeze because it's 6 fucking degrees in Minnesota, I figure I would get this out of the way first while I'm sort of presentable. Kind of. So, alright, this is one for the boys. It could also be for the men, but I think most men know this. But what us men know, you boys don't, because your fathers have failed you, have not told you this. And it's going to be very frustrating for you. And I'll explain it this way. We got an email, actually a Facebook conversation from a friend of mine. We'll leave it at that. And he says, I met this girl, and she's beautiful, and she's intelligent and kind and wonderful. And they went on a date, and she made them food, and it was great. And the food was only outdone by the sex they had. It was wonderful. And I was about to do the Facebook thing back and say, so what's the catch? And before I could do that, he texted back and says, and then she wanted to know if we could get married so she could stay in the country. I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is, boys and girls, the catch. So let me explain to you boys about the catch, okay? There's always a catch. There is always, always, always a catch with these girls, okay? You're going to go out into the world thinking that you're going to find a girl that doesn't have a major flaw. They don't exist. Every girl, at least in the Western countries, has a major fucking flaw. Major, not minor, deal-breaking, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to waste your time trying to find this girl who doesn't have, like, some serious damage. I'm just telling you right now, she doesn't exist. The trick is to find a girl that has a catch that is not deal-breaking, and those are really rare. But there's no girl out there without a catch. I mean, even you look back and say, oh, there's the one that got away or the other one that got away. Even the best girls that I've dated, they've all had catches. One wanted to have 4 kids. Not necessarily a bad trait. It was just, a catch. Not all bad. Another girl, sweet, wonderful, kind, but her kindness was only outdone by her stupidity. What else? Some are going to be a little overweight, and if it's too overweight, then it's whatever it is, you'll find it. I mean, some of the catches, heck, they're not even contenders. The girl that throws a temper tantrum, the girl that hits you, the girl who expects you to pay for everything and then claims to be an independent woman with her social work degree, whatever it is. There's a major catch. So what it's very much like, and this will be a reference maybe not everyone's going to get, but I'll explain it anyway, because it explains it perfectly. If you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons or any kind of RPG game, when you create your character, you're always given a certain allotment of points. I think, I could be wrong, but I think in Dungeons & Dragons it's 20 points. And you can allocate those points to different qualities of traits of characters. So, you throw 3 points towards strength, 4 points towards intelligence, 5 points towards wisdom, and then depending on how you allocate it, your character will have different qualities, strengths, and weaknesses. So if you build up a character who's really strong, let's say a fighter or a barbarian, you build up their strength and their stamina, well then their intelligence and their wisdom and even charisma and things are going to suffer. And it's the same thing with girls. If you find a girl who's beautiful, intelligent, has a job, really professional, guarantee that she's psycho. If you have a girl who's sane, who's intelligent, has a job, guarantee that she's ugly or fat, right? It is a law of physics, almost. It's a Newtonian mathematical law that if the girl excels here by math, she has to suck somewhere else, right? So when you go out there, boys, trying to find girls, realize they're all flawed. I mean, here's perfect example. Here's my to-do. Don't be girls is what I'm saying. Oh, this isn't my to-do list. Oh, this is partial to-do list. I gotta consolidate my to-do list. I have several to-do lists. They're more ideal lists. Here's my current up-to-date to-do list. The brain of the operations.
Girls will do this. He must have this, he must have that, he must have this, he must have that, he must have this, he must have that, he must have this, he must have that. Page 2. He must have this, he must have that, and this is like a 35-year-old overweight broad that's divorced with 2 kids. Right? Not only can they not afford to be that picky, you can't afford to be that picky because the selection isn't there. Now, a lot of guys will go overseas. Completely separate debate that I'm not terribly with you on that. The larger point is that when you go out and date, when you start dating, especially when you're in your teens and 20s, they're batshit insane boys. They're not adults. They're feral children in a lot of regards. You're gonna find some major flaw. They have another man's kid. They've been divorced. They filed for bankruptcy. Something. There's always going to be something. Now, your job to not be this, that. Women have very toned right wrists when they go through their list. That's what, if you notice it. To avoid becoming that, you got to say what's really important. A gal files for bankruptcy. Well, you know what? I could kind of forgive that a little bit. The housing bubble kind of made everybody file for bankruptcy. Girl has a worthless degree. I'll let that slide. You know, kids are brainwashed today to go and major in stupid stuff. I won't tolerate a liberal or a leftist, but you could maybe convince or convert the liberal. Because girls they're just like liberal guys. They don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Okay, teachers. What? Bush is evil? All right. I mean, if you can undo that brainwashing using the betting tactic, look that up. So it's not to say you just completely dismiss all women that have these catches, because once again, all women do. It's whether or not that catch is tolerable, or whether it's something that you can change yourself. Right? You can't change stupid. Trust me, I've tried. You could get a fat girl to get thin. You can do that. I've always said, one of my greatest quotes from my radio days was, "It's easier to make a fat girl thin than a pretty girl nice." Okay, so you got that. Religious chicks, that's a hard one. And you know, I can't go through all the catches. Psycho chicks, no, get them the fuck out, because those chicks land you in jail when they're beating the shit out of you, and you like all of a sudden hold them down. He raped me. He broke my wrist. I mean, crazy dead bunnies. So you don't want that. Whatever it is, just don't get too excited. That's another thing. You're young. You're inexperienced. You're foolish. You're stupid. Like I was. Like every boy was. And you'll go on these. I remember. I went on this. This one, and I was smitten. I think the last time I've been smitten was, 17 years ago. What? No, it had to be 13 years ago. A long time ago, I was smitten. Went out of dip. Like my buddy was. I said it in the text. Oh, she's wonderful. And then you find out. She's got a kid. But that's a problem you're going to run into is a lot of girls, they're going to put their best foot forward. They're not going to show their catch. They're not going to show their flaws right off the bat. So you'll be suckered in. You'll be like, oh, wow, she's great. She's wonderful. And she just happens to be a guy. No. But there'll be, I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, one gal, I was smitten by, and stupid boy in love. And then, she ended up acting weird. And then I found out that she hadn't exactly broken up with her previous boyfriend, so that's kind of a catch. Another gal along the same lines, I was dating her. She was an economics major. Met her in my dance class. And we're dancing, having a grand old time. And I think I've told the story on the blog before, but maybe you guys haven't heard. Oh, how did I burn my finger? Oh. She forgot to take her wedding ring off. We were dating like 3 months, and then one night, we're dancing, and I felt this scrape on the palm of my hand. I'm like, what the hell was... No. Because I knew what hand I was holding, and I know I may be good enough ballroom dancer. When I'm dancing with a girl, I don't have to look. I could just hold the hands and then figure, oh yeah, that's the ring, and then you never ask that gal to dance. But this one just scraped, and I kind of looked, and it looked real. It didn't look like the, ones you get out of the gumball machine. Kind of a deal breaker. Anyway, then you'll be like, oh, and then you'll be the sad, wounded dachshund, the sad puppy, like, she's married. And but it's all par for the course, guys. It is. It's all
It's all the battlefield that we've been out there. In any case, I just want to tell you about the catch. All women have all. Not 99, but there's no perfect girl. There isn't. They all have, just as guys I'm sure do. This is not just the slam on the women. But they all have a major deal-breaking flaw. See if you can get over it, find one that it's tolerable. Because I'll tell you this, there ain't the perfect girl out there. There just isn't. The society does not groom women anymore to be like the 1940s or the 1950s. So that's all we got. Toodles.